is that centered? Why don't I ever have it centered? I'll tell you why. Because when I hit start recording, then I have to click on this says, you know, can we have access to your webcam? So I have to start the recording, and then I have to click on the thing that says yes, you can have access to it. And then after that, I gotta take a look at the picture, because I can see the picture, I can see myself, and I want to have my head sort of in the upper spot of the fucking video. Because down here would just be like, where the fuck is he? You can barely see it, and then all the way up here would be like, god damn, that's I guess that's actually a little bit better, but it cuts the top part of my head off. And I want you to see all of me, right? I want you to see everything. Yeah, so I'm talking about the FBI in Kentucky, and actually the FBI just seems to be all over the place. The FBI was involved with the Richie Farmer case. They investigated the Richie Farmer. He goes to prison for 27 years because he's a corrupt politician. And actually, the FBI has been going after corrupt politicians in Kentucky for quite some time. So here's some good things that the FBI has been doing. The Morgan County raid, there was Tim Conley. So you had the judge executive for Morgan County who had received federal dollars, federal funds for the big ass fucking E3 storm, the fucking big ass tornado that went through Morgan County. What's that city in Morgan County? It was a huge ass tornado that went through. I forget the fucking city, but I remember Mitch McConnell taking pictures of shit. So you get this county judge that gets all the fucking money for this hurricane. It says Morgan County. It doesn't say the city. I can't believe I'm actually forgetting that. I think it's West Liberty, maybe. So the Sawyersville Construction Company in exchange for construction projects in Morgan County. They're saying that he accepted gifts and payment from Kenneth Lee Gamble and Ruth Gamble. So they're saying in order to they got some money from the fucking federal government, and then they passed that money to some of their friends by putting fake fucking offers into it. It's like, oh yeah, okay, they said that, or just by lowering the fucking number in their own head and saying, well, when you look at all the bids, then just put our number, just jot it in there real quick, and then they'll say that they was lowest bid every time, and then that's how they're able to fucking win, their fucking bidding wars. So that was the FBI fucking investigated, and the FBI went in there and they raided his home and his office, so they was able to take all the fucking documents out of his fucking house. They said that Gamble received approximately $1.1 million from his contracts with the county from 2009 all the way up to August of 2013. So for 4 years, $1.1 million the Gambles had been able to receive. And so who's the guilty one? Like, I mean, he was able to get one over on the judge executive, but the judge executive is the public official. So that's a good fucking thing, right? Operation Bob Trot. This was a big ass fucking thing that was going on. One side note, Richie Farmer, they say, well, where is he going to serve time? 27 months, okay? And good. Fuck Richie Farmer, that stupid ass bitch, that fucking Uncle Tom fucking kiss ass motherfucker. During David Williams' whole tenure, you would just see that in all the ads, you had Richie Farmer just couldn't wait to kiss up to his fucking daddy master. And he's like this great fucking legend, right? Basketball legend, 89, 90, 91, 92. I mean, why did he get elected? Because he's like an agricultural fucking genius? How come you got Comer, the man who's in there now? Comer's been able to get hemp legalized, and he was able to get, the last guy fucking indicted and shit, so he's able to clean the house up. And he's able to clean the house up because Richard Farmer was a fucking corrupt piece of shit. He wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing, but he had the last name Farmer, and so therefore people are like, well, agricultural fucking secretary Farmer, get him elected. And he did have some high promise, but he just didn't have confidence in himself. He was just kissing David Williams' asses so much that David Williams could have set the whole fucking thing up, just let him be the fall guy. He gets bad fucking publicity on him, then, David Williams comes out smelling like a rose. But he doesn't, none of them do, right? So that was Richie Farmer. He wanted to go to Clay County. That's where he wanted the jail to be, in Clay County. And that's real, Clay County, that's the home of the bushwhackers. There's so many fucking unsolved murders in Clay County. People just come up dead all the time in Clay County. But William Justice Goebel, there was a bushwhacker come out of Clay County, fucking murdered the governor, who was a progressive governor, was a New Deal type of governor, would stand up to the monopolies, textbook monopolies, railroad monopolies, corporate monopolies. Integral in the 1891 constitutional convention, which rewrote the entire Constitution of Kentucky, which is still in effect today. And speaking of the Constitution, well, let's get through. We'll talk about the constitutional amendments that the supposedly Derek Lowstutter had been convicted of, or that they're sitting there saying that he's like guilty of, but he's not guilty of any of them. So Kentucky Anonymous, they're trying to fuck Kentucky Anonymous over because he fucked those Steubenville fucking rapists up. No, fuck you. He did something good. Just stay the fucking back off of him. If he did cross the line or something, deputize that motherfucker and then say, hey, you know, you're now on the fucking moral fucking patrol. You're going to help us out. You know, whenever the fuck you can, you come across some other shit, then help us out. Come to us first. You know, like, don't try to step on our toes if there's any type of deal to be made at all whatsoever here. Really, they should just back the fuck up and just, you know, say, hey, good fucking job. Thank you for helping us out. We fucking failed, you know, because the FBI and the Columbus fucking police and the Steubenville police and the parents and everybody in Steubenville, just like the Yellow Creek Massacre, they all foresaw this fucking horrible thing that had happened, this barbaric, disgusting, disturbing shit, and nobody did a thing about it. You know, so that's why you have to have Stephen Burbridges and Willis Russells. They attack the entire fucking, if the whole society or community is a bunch of evil motherfuckers, that's what you have to do. You just got to kind of go in and clean house. So the he wanted to go in Clay County, but, you know, Clay County, I guess that's where Richie Farmer's from, so that's, you know, no fucking surprise there. You're going to have corruption coming out of Clay County. Clay County and Owsley County, they're some of the shittiest fucking counties in the state of Kentucky. They're like the Mississippi County of Kentucky. You know, Owsley County, the poorest fucking county. Clay County, the poorest fucking county. 80% of them motherfuckers are voting for Republicans who keep cutting their welfare, when 80% of them motherfuckers are on food stamps and on welfare. So they're getting more food stamps than everybody else. They're getting more benefits from everybody else, and they're bitching about taxes the fucking most. Like a bunch of dumb motherfuckers. You guys are getting $1.50 to every dollar you're sending out. So you're getting more money from the federal government, and you want to just keep on biting the hand that feeds. Cut Owsley County off. Cut Clay County off. These motherfuckers, I mean, he's going to go to prison. That's what he wanted to do, start prison in Clay County. That's where he grew up, and I guess there's a federal prison. He should. And maybe he'll come out a fucking man after this. 2 years and 3 months. That's quite some time to be in fucking prison. So Richie Farmer is going to go through Kentucky's prison industrial complex. I think it's a prison plantation. I think it's all about the prison industry. The prison's got to make money. People want fucking free slave labor. Throw him in prison. He'll get to check out to see what the fuck is going on in Clay County. Hopefully he comes out a brand new fucking man. How many people go to prison and come out, you know, geniuses? Malcolm X, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Mandela. It's a free education. That's what Hitler was like. Hitler was sent to prison. He was like, it's a free fucking education. You know, it was wonderful. So Richie Farmer, that's what he's going to go to prison for. There was a controversy of Richie Farmer, and then we'll get to Operation Bobtrop, because the fucking FBI has been kicking ass. They're going after this shitty ass. This is after, you know, several other things happened, but the FBI jump in after, you know, to kind of get a score themselves, right? They're kind of vultures in the Richie Farmer case. But the Operation Bobtrop, Richie Farmer, and Tim Connolly. So these are like corrupt fucking public officials that the FBI stepping in, and they're they're doing what's right, and so they're actually pressing these fucking charges. That's good. That's a good thing, and it sucks because it's saying that our local officials, our local systems aren't working properly. We need federal fucking intervention in order to get some of these, you know, wrongs righted. And even though I agree with David, I think Payman, or the sheriff from Jackson County, I agree with his assessment of having the feds coming into your county. You could stop the feds from coming in there if you were doing your fucking job. You know, the feds are coming down from Columbus, putting pressure on Louisville and Lexington in order to do this thing. But that's because Columbus fucking failed, and they was embarrassed about the shit. You know, you didn't catch a bad guy this fucking day. Get the fuck on. Move the fuck on, FBI. Quit being such crybabies. I mean, like, yeah, seriously, give me a fucking break. You didn't get the rapist. You let the rapist go on for several fucking years, and you didn't catch the people who were perpetrating it, or you didn't catch, you know, you didn't stop the shit from happening. You didn't prevent it. You didn't go after the fucking criminals until Kentucky Anonymous told you to fucking go do it, and, you know, was able to militarize. What did he say? He fucking militarized the media, or he just basically made the media fucking pay attention to it. So that was his crime. His crime wasn't hacking. His crime was getting the information out to the fucking media. That was his crime. That's Kentucky Anonymous' crime. That's Derek Lowstutter. So there's Operation Bob Trot, Tim Conley, Richie Farmer. You know, there's the Al-Qaeda terrorists that they caught. So these are good things that the FBI have been doing. What they're doing to Derek Lowstutter is really fucking ruining their credibility. The Louisville Courier-Journal, and also check out the tactics that the fucking FBI is using versus the tactics that they're saying that is wrong for him to use. So they, you know, they just raid someone's house. They'll just go in someone's house and just take all their shit, right? And I guess that's how you get a warrant. You find someone who's guilty of something, and you just go in and you take all their shit. And you know, that's all fine and dandy, but I'm just saying a lot of times they're using like wiretaps, and they're using like invasive fucking means that are illegal, that Chief Louis Justice Brandeis wouldn't agree with out of Louisville. So you got Chief Louis Justice Louis Brandeis, man, fucking Brandeis. Brandeis is a badass. I hope it's Brandeis. I hope I'm saying it right, because Chief Justice Louis D. Brandeis he was all about privacy, and he was all about standing up for, you know, your right to your own person and your own effects. And if they're able to tap you, you know, if the FBI is allowed to tap you, then how come Eric Lowstutter can't tap you in order to catch you with doing a crime? You know, where's the fucking boundary when the government says that it's okay to do, and then there's actually laws in Kentucky that says if you're not a vigilante, then you'll get in trouble. You've got to, if you see a crime, you've got to intervene. It's citizen arrest rules. So Richie Farmer, federal grand jury indicted Richie Farmer. So there's a grand jury indictment. That's a good process to go through. That's a good way to go through it, right? It says for misusing property, and then nearly $500,000 he stole, $450,000. He had several people that was on the play or on the payroll who wasn't doing any jobs. They had a no-show job, and then he was taken, you know, he was able to get a basketball court that was paved in his fucking house, and got some guns and some other shit. And so each charge carries a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. So he had 4 counts of misappropriating property and money, 1 count of soliciting property to influence agriculture department business. So he's got 5 charges. He could have been in prison for 50 years. Instead, he's in prison for 2 years. Now, you get the Steubenville rapists go to prison for 1 year and 2 years. So actually, Richie Farmer is going to prison. You know, he didn't literally rape anybody. He raped the taxpayer, but he's going to prison longer than these fucking rapists in Steubenville are. And compared to 25 years maximum that the fucking Derek Lowstutter could get, Kentucky Anonymous will go to fucking prison for, you know, possibly. I mean, look what happened to Bradley Manning. No wonder, you know, Edward Snowden took the fuck off. No wonder Julian Assange isn't going to go to Sweden. You're not going to get any justice. People aren't living by the rule of law here, and we'll see more of this rule of law because they did break a lot of fucking freedom. Section 2, Section 4, Section 8, Section 9, Section 10, Section 12, and Section 22 of Kentucky's Constitution has been violated with the arrest of Kentucky Anonymous. So Kentucky Constitution isn't being put in play anywhere. Nobody's learning it. Nobody actually applies it. It's really just goddamn anarchy. It's whoever the fuck. The sheriff is the fucking man, and if the sheriff interprets it the one way and other people interpret the other way, it's the fucking sheriff. He's the fucking man. He's the executive, the branch. He's the glue between the executive and the judicial branch. So he kind of exists in sort of a no man's land because that's how come they can get away with doing whatever the fuck they want to do. But essentially, I think the executive branch can put their hands on somebody because they say you got to arrest that person. If they don't arrest, then what's the executive going to do? They got to do it themselves. So I don't, even though the executive branch doesn't have explicit arrest duties, the jailer does, the coroner does, the sheriff does, and the constable, they do. The judge executive, they don't have, you know, powers to arrest directly. I would assume being in positions of power, you could get buddies to do your arresting for you, but that isn't always the case. So, you know, you have Richie Farmer goes to prison for all these fucking years because he's a corrupt fucking Kentucky politician. Big fucking surprise. They reported that Farmer declined to participate in the furlough, so there was like, Steve Beshear wrote a check and give it back to the state of Kentucky, and that's how he did his furlough, and so he was trying to get people to be encouraged and do the exact same thing. And Richie Farmer said he didn't believe in furloughs. I don't believe in furloughs. So he's like keeping all his fucking money and shit. And then he tried to get unemployment right after he got out as agricultural commissioner, saying that he's unemployed now, so give me some unemployment benefits. And then there's an audit of Farmer's office by Adam Edelin's office, James Comer, and it was released, and it said that he tried to fucking, they took him hunting, walked his dog, and they built a basketball court in his own backyard. You can't pay employees to go for a walk or hunting with. I mean, that's criminal.